I was so desperate to have good friends because the only friends that I had, they were shit. They would make fun of me, they would treat me horribly, they would talk so badly behind my back, and they would pretend that they were my friend. They talked so much shit to my face and behind my back, and they genuinely made my life like really unbearable. But now I've got really amazing friends, and here's some photos. By the way, bro, you might be sick of having really shit friends or no friends at all, and I completely understand that pain. And that was me. I genuinely hated my life so fucking much. Imagine you're out with your friends and you guys are all sitting down at a table getting some food and you're all laughing, and they don't pick on you a single time. You're all laughing. You have an amazing night. Well, if you want my personal help with that, click the link in the description right now. But by the end of this video, I'm going to explain to you why you shouldn't be trying to make good friends and how you really can make friends. I was at the gym and I saw this guy, and first my brain was like, nah, I didn't say anything, but I just shut that shit off. And I said like, hey mate, what's going on? And I just said hi. He was like, yeah, much mate, what about you? And we just like a quick few little convo. And then he failed his squat PR, so I went over to help him. And in the end, bro, I ended up having a really nice chat with him. But I wasn't trying to make a friend. I was just trying to say hi. And when he said hi and I liked his response, then I wanted to have a conversation. And when I had a conversation and I liked it, then I invited him to hang out. Then I said, yo, we should go to the gym sometime. When I said hi, he just ignored me, or he didn't really like respond that well. He was like, like imagine if I said hi and he just like, was like looked at me weird or something. I wouldn't really want to talk to that kind of guy. If I said hi and then when I went over to talk, he wasn't that fun to talk to, or he was clearly busy, I wouldn't have tried to talk to him too much more. Maybe I would have tried again, and then he was still like shit mood. Then I wouldn't have cared. I would have just like got on with my own thing. So the reason I tell you this story is because a lot of you guys might be coming off as too needy. You go up to somebody to try and make friends with them, but you should really be saying hi to someone. It's good that you're trying to meet new friends, but you shouldn't be too pushy, because if somebody doesn't even react well to you saying hi or you having a conversation, there's no point pouring more effort in. Now, let me tell you the story of a guy that you really don't want to be. This obese guy, he goes to the supermarket and he's out of shape, and he goes there on an empty stomach, and when he gets there he's so hungry that he ends up buying all the things that he shouldn't have bought. You need to be careful that if you want something really badly, if you're hungry, it might be easy for other people to notice that, oh, like, this guy wants more friends, he's hungry for more friends. Being desperate is really unattractive. It's really like, it'll scare people away. It's really like not a good trait to have. But I've seen people who don't have that many friends who have managed to get away with not being needy. And it's because they do this thing. But first, let me tell you something. When a super social guy moved all the way across the world, what do you think happened? Do you think he struggled to make new friends? Yeah, a little bit. Do you think he ended up making a ton of new friends? 100%. Let it be absolutely impossible for you to not have friends and be that super social guy. Because in what reality does the most social, charismatic guy not have good friends? So be that guy. You shouldn't be trying to make friends, bro. You shouldn't be directly trying on that, like, oh, I really want to make friends, and spending all your time on it. You should be trying to become really friendly so that when you talk to people, they really enjoy your company, and then they just want to be friends with you. And there's a reason why, if you're friendly, you can get away with not having any friends. Because you don't present yourself in a lonely way. You present yourself in a way where you're a really fun guy, but right now you just don't know that many people, or there's some other obstacle. When I'd moved across the world, this guy was like, I was hanging out with him and I was like, he said, oh yeah, do you know a lot of people here? I was like, nah, I don't really know too many people. I'm just trying to meet some new people because I'm new in town. And you present yourself and you just naturally come up with things to say on the spot. Don't worry about it. But I naturally came up with a genuine reason that I actually believe, okay, well, obviously I don't have good friends. I just moved. And here's how to be the friendly guy. I don't want to waffle on any longer. First, focus. And the best way to be able to make more friends, be more friendly. I realized it when I asked myself this question. When's the last time I left my house? Because I realized that if I'm not even leaving my own home, how can I ever talk to meet somebody that I would want to be friends with? I needed to be at a place where there's always consistently people my age showing up. And I remember when I was super young, 10, I used to play tennis with 30 other guys every Friday. And that I made some good friends by going to that tennis, because afterwards we would all get pizza and go play video games. And I genuinely made some really good friends doing that. I actually had a really good time, and I was really young, so I'm not super in touch with all of those guys specifically, but imagine if I wasn't going to that tennis. Imagine what my social life would be. I wouldn't even have that weekly Friday night to have a good time with a bunch of other guys. If I didn't even have that, I wouldn't be social at all. And that taught me that as long as I was in a sports group, I would make some good friends. Absolutely I would. Because when you're around people who are doing the same activity as you and they're your age, it's super easy to connect compared to any random fucking 60-year-old or some weird shit. And that's why it's so good to go to any sports group. It doesn't even need to be tennis. Just I remember I also used to play in a cricket team, and that was perfect because there was a sport that I liked and people my age. So make that the situation for you. Go to a martial arts or literally any hobby. I can't give you that many personal stories of any hobby that I've had apart from like chess club in school. The thing is, I still met good friends by going to chess club, and when I was that worked just by me putting in an effort to at least go to one thing, once a week thing consistently where there was people doing something that I was interested in, because it makes it so easy to have a conversation. Oh, you like the Queen's Gambit? Or what about pawn at e7? Like, just start nerding about chess bullshit, and you'll genuinely make some good friends off that. The best place is the place that you like to go. Even if it's just some cafe, you like to go to a cafe after school and do some work there. Even if you just want to go to a study group. Whatever it is, even if you just like playing video games. I'm pretty sure that there's public video game places where you can rent a computer for the day and meet a bunch of people there. Honestly, that's a bit weird for me, but I've actually done that in the past. You know, my friend and I, we went to these computers in town. It was actually really fun, so I recommend that if you're like a proper gamer. But you know, you might be struggling to decide because there just feels like so many options. But I want to tell you something. There's a guy who spends time deciding, and there's a guy who just tries and goes to some random shit. He just turns up to this random sports group or whatever. He just turns up to this chess club. And the difference between the guy who genuinely gets results and the guy who makes no results, the guy who genuinely gets results, he didn't really fucking care if his place was good or not. He just went there and then he figured it out later. So as long as you just try, you just figure it out. You're just like, fuck it. And you sign up right now. Because everyone will say, oh, I'll sign up later. But if you sign up right now, it's literally impossible for you to not become social. And the second thing I needed to learn, I asked myself this question one day. I was like, when's the last time that I talked to somebody new? And that's when it hit me. I may be going to some of the right places now, but I'd not been in the sports group, but now I was going to the gym. I may be going to a good place now, where there's people my age consistently. But now the problem was that I wasn't talking to anybody who was there in the gym. But about a few months later, there was this guy in the gym and I was walking in and I saw him. I was just like, hey, what's up, man? And I effortlessly started a conversation and he's a good friend now. And I'm gonna tell you exactly the difference of what I was doing. Exactly how I went from not talking to the people I'd seen in the gym to talking to people in the gym. And I've met a lot of people at the gym, so he's just one example of many. And I learned this method when I was scrolling on my phone one day, and it was some Tate reel, and they were like, just talk to some old grandmas, and then once you talk to all these old people, then talking to people your age isn't even hard anymore. I realized in that moment, like, oh shit, obviously it's gonna be hard to talk to everybody after being antisocial for a while, if you're not even talking to anybody throughout your regular day. And I realized that, and now a bit later I was talking to this couple, a long time later from that point actually, after fixing the problem, after implementing that method. I was talking to this guy who went from being so fucking socially awkward that it hurts me to explain, to actually being able to hold a good conversation, genuinely friendly guy. And the difference of what he did, he explained it to me. He said, well, I was going for a run 3 times a week, and one day I decided I need to be more social. He couldn't stand it any longer. And so what he did was, every day when he would go out for his run, which would be about 3 times a week, when he was out running, he would run past somebody, and normally he's like scared as fuck, he looks away and everything. And he said, just for 1 week, when I'm going out for my 3 runs this week, I'm just gonna smile and look somebody in the eye. So literally he runs past, smiles, and he was like, holy fuck, that was so hard, but yeah, like he just did it for the first time. Because instead of putting all the pressure on himself to start a conversation with somebody and magically become the most charismatic guy in the world, he knew that that wasn't gonna work for him. And so what he did was, he just set something small, and he did that for a week, and it was getting all right. And then he was like, you know what, now I'm gonna have to say hi. And he wrote that down. He had already written it down for like a 3-week plan. And the week 2 came, he was like, all right, fuck, it's time, now I need to say hi to people. And so at first it was really hard, but he got over it really quickly. Week 3, then he had to have a longer conversation, and that was written down in his plan. But the thing is, even though by just him saying hi and how are you to every single person in this 3-week plan, every single time he ran past somebody, by him doing that, it reflected in all other areas of his life. Even though he wasn't always on a run, he became social in every other aspect, and now he's like genuinely fun to talk to. And he's like, and that difference only came because he put in the effort and made the actual plan. So if you genuinely want results, like, you might be watching this video just for fun. Fair enough, I'm fucking funny. No, I'm joking, but you might be watching this video, and if you actually want something to change, you're gonna have to do this one thing, bro. Write it down. Just write it the fuck down. Write down, I want to be more social. Then week 1, and find a place. So a cafe shop is fine. After school, you go there for a bit to do some work and you order some food. Maybe you like getting or whatever you like to eat or whatever. Just go after school and grab some of that. And week 1, your goal is to just say hi to the waitress. Just by you going to a cafe, you'll be ordering anyways, it's good to work up and improve your social skills if you're really struggling like this guy. Or like sports group, you go and you start saying hi to these guys at the gym, and then the next week you start being more social. And whatever it is, no matter how low you start, make sure you write week 1 and write something that you're gonna do. But make sure it's so easy. If it was an easy thing to do, you would have already done it. So there's no point in you not writing it down and not making it easy as fuck. Because eventually, if you're making slow progress, you're gonna make big progress later. But if you're trying to make big progress and you're failing, you're gonna get worse right now and start to doubt yourself. So write it down right now. Otherwise, you just don't care, I guess. I get it. You might still be struggling with all that. That might still be really hard. Click the link in the description now and I'll give you my help. But there's this other thing you can do. You might be a little bit more social than fucking needing to order or small shit. I get that, bro. I fucking get that. It will always help you. But I know that you want fast results, because I did too. Let me tell you this story. I had not been out in 5 months, and I already worked on myself and become a social guy, but 5 months was enough to turn me into a pretty anti-social guy. And I was struggling a little bit to hold convos struggling a lot compared to before, but I was struggling a decent bit. And I went out there's this area in my hometown where hundreds of people my age, thousands maybe, go every single Saturday. And so I started going there. Next 6 days, I went out every single day to hang out with a friend. I went to the gym with somebody. I went to the sauna with somebody else. I was hanging out with my family. I went to the beach with this friend. And I was doing shit every single day. Not a single day went by when I wasn't doing some cool shit. And what ended up happening, bro, after about 1 week, I was out again at this place where hundreds, thousands of people my age go out every Saturday night. And what I didn't tell you about the first night is I was struggling to talk to these people. I was struggling to talk to this girl who I liked. It felt so hard. I was struggling to talk to people. It was harder to hold conversations, and I was really putting in effort, but it should not have been as hard as it was. And I went out this next Saturday, and in the first few hours, I was still having a shit night, and I was still awkward, and I was still feeling really closed off. And I asked this girl out, pretty much, and I got rejected. So I was in the worst mood, and I went for a walk. I got some water. I bumped into some old friends. Some fun shit happened. They hyped me up, and I was slowly because I bumped into these 5 old close friends of mine. So they were all hyping me up. I was getting more comfortable being in conversation. Then I was talking to this girl, and I was getting more comfortable being in conversation. And then boom, some fun shit happened. I don't want to get into the details. And I came back, and I was in the best fucking mood. Amazing mood. And when I got back, it was just game over, because I'd been talking to every single person all of a sudden. Now I was making everyone laugh. It was completely effortless to get into conversations, and I felt like a magnet. Everybody was coming towards me that night, and it was one of the best nights of my life. And I guarantee to you, it's not because I just bumped into some old friends. That helps. But it's because I'd been going out for a week straight, maybe even more than that potentially, because I can't really remember as clearly. But I'd been going out so much. I'd been getting so much more comfortable with being social, and I'd planned as much as I possibly could, literally every day doing something, and then I'd go into this place where there's so many people that you can bump into to meet on a night out, and boom, one of the best nights of my fucking life. And so you can have that too. You really want that? Well, you're gonna have to do this one thing, because nothing in life is easy. It fucking sucks that you have to do all the hard shit, but that's just the way it is. And the pain of doing this hard shit is nowhere near the pain of having good friends and not having this experience. So here's how you do it. You pick up your phone. It's actually such a simple tip. You pick up your phone and you invite 5 people. Even if you didn't think they would want to hang out with you, you invite 5 people to hang out, whether it's going to the gym, going surfing. If there's a guy from your school you're always hanging out with, say, oh, I'm trying out this surfing place, you want to go home. Like, if you've talked to one of your friends, he's like, yeah, I'm really into chess, just say, hey bro, you want to fucking come over and play some chess at my place? Like, literally just invite 5 people. And the thing that I'm going to be honest with you about, not everybody can always make it. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't stop me from inviting people. And that's why I'm still making so many good friends. Because literally last night, bro, or a couple nights ago, I literally just reached out to some people that I'd met on a single night out, and they were 100% down to meet up. But if I didn't reach out, there's also people who sometimes I reach out to who might not respond or might not want to come or might say like, sorry bro, I'm busy. And I'm completely fine with that, because as long as I'm making the good friends by some of them, that if the others can't make it, that's all right. And nobody's ever going to resent you for inviting them to hang out. So don't even worry about somebody disliking you for that, because that's bullshit. If somebody invited me to a party or invited me to something fun or invited me to hang out with them, I just take it as a compliment. Oh, I really appreciate it, man. But if I can't come, sorry, man, I don't think I can make it, but I really appreciate the invite. That's what I would say. So never, ever be worried that somebody isn't going to come. But bro, if you're asking someone to hang out, you still need to be respectful. You don't want to be too pushy and ask too many times. Maybe more than once or twice is probably a bit much if somebody's not showing any interest that they want to meet. A quick little thing I want you to know. Even if you're meeting new friends, it's okay to be completely transparent. Just be honest that you want to be more social. Just be honest that you want to make more friends. That you're doing the basics, bro. Being more friendly is really simple. First, you're doing those steps because that's the non-negotiables of being friendly. If you're not even talking to more people, then how are you ever going to be more friendly? How are you ever going to learn to talk to people better? But now the big thing, I find that when I've been working on this shit and I'm in a good mood, because remember that night when I came back from that walk, I was suddenly in a good mood. People helped me get into a really good mood, feel really good about myself. So when you've been working on yourself, talking to a lot more people, and then you're in a good mood, it's game fucking over. Game over, and you win. Here's how I did it. The night before that, I was about 9 p.m. 10 p.m. I was in bed, and I'd left a book that I was interested in. It was like a self-help book. But that doesn't matter. It could have been a fucking cartoon comic or whatever. But whatever I was interested in, I left it on my pillow. So when I got to bed, it was like 10. I fucking powered off my phone. I chucked it. And I was excited to read this book. So I was like ripping into the book. And about like 10:45, I'm basically paralyzed at this point. I'm so tired. And I'm just out. I'm fucking fast asleep. And the next morning I wake up at 8:30. I had an amazing night of sleep. I'm in the best mood. And I go through my day, I make some food, whatever. And then I train. I train hard. I do some cardio. Weightlifting is good if you're training hard, but I don't want to go on a side point here, but make sure that you're doing something where you're like sweating and you're sweating. Maybe even just go to sauna. And after that, I was in the best fucking mood that I had been in ages. And when I go out with my friends after doing all that shit, after having a good night of sleep and training, it's actually that simple. Good night of sleep and training. And how to get a good night of sleep? Good air conditioning, reading a book that you're interested in, and waking up without an alarm. And then training, just doing a form of exercise that I like. I fucking love boxing, so it wasn't that hard for me to go do it. And I was in the best fucking mood when I was out this night. I had an amazing time. So put those two things together, being more social and being in a good mood, you'll make such good friends, 100%. If you still are struggling with this, I completely understand. Click the link in the description if you want my personal help with this. Because when you're making good friends, it's so fucking amazing. I'm literally texting my friends right now, and we're all gonna go to the beach as a group of us, about 8 of us. I'm so fucking excited to go out and hang out with these people. It's so awesome to have good friends, and I want the same for you. I genuinely do. So click the link in the description. We'll work together. I'll work so fucking hard to make sure you get results. Have a good day, bro.